Tom Ludlow wakes up to his alarm. He gets up, turns his alarm off, and starts to get ready. He takes out his gun to make sure it is loaded. He then gets up to wash. As he is doing so, he gets sick and vomits. He then cleans his gun, changes his clothes, and goes to his car. Tom is a police officer who currently works undercover by pretending to be an illegal arms dealer. On this particular night, he goes to the supermarket to buy alcohol. He drinks it while driving. He then meets two Korean criminals to arrange a weapons deal.
We know what it means.
Hey, you want to smoke?
Yet he shows no real interest in making a sale. He opens the car and shows them big guns. The two men get angry, saying they want something they can carry. Tom, however, insists they can still take it.
How am I supposed to tell if you can't?
What's that supposed to mean, white boy?
Tom even behaves offensively, insulting them on purpose and pushing their temper until they finally snap and attack him. After hitting him, they take his car and drive off with the weapons. Their anger is exactly what he plans for. When they take his car, he remains calm because the vehicle already carries a tracking device that leads straight to their hideout. The moment they leave, Tom makes a call to learn their exact location. After locating their base, Tom goes to the set address. He then takes out things he needs from his own car and prepares himself with weapons and protective gear. He then gets inside the house and launches a direct assault. In a short time, the entire group is taken down. He then drinks alcohol and puts a glove on. He then adjusts the scene to make everything appear as self-defense. He then goes to a cabinet and opens the door for children that were kept there.
I'm a cop.
The case has already drawn national attention, so police and reporters soon crowd the area. Instead of receiving praise, Tom becomes the target of mockery from fellow officers who resent the possibility that he might gain a promotion from this breakthrough.
Or a Dodger game.
Hey, whatever it takes to be a hero, anytime, any place, right, Lud?
The tension increases when Captain Wander arrives. In public, Wander maintains a strict and formal appearance.
Both twins are in good health and will be reunited with their family shortly.
After giving a speech, Wander comes back to find Tom fighting with his colleagues. He yells at all of them, including Tom. However, once the others leave, his demeanor changes. He has been shielding Tom for years and often assigns him the dirtiest mission, caring only that victims are rescued, not whether rules are bent. He acknowledges Tom's aggressive methods without reprimand. Captain Wander praises Tom excitedly, even mentioning how flawless the machine gun work looks. He pulls Tom in for a hug, treating the situation almost like a victory celebration.
You saved those girls. This is lovely, Tommy. Come here, man.
Wander smells the alcohol on Tom. He brushes it off as nothing and tells Tom to go before the DA shows up. Soon after, Detective Washington, an old friend of Tom's, shows up to speak with him. Their friendship has faded over time because Tom now deals with criminals through extreme methods. Washington dislikes how Wander keeps protecting Tom despite his clear misconduct and warns Tom to stay away from trouble, insisting that he keep his distance for his own good.
They had a right to trial. There's gonna be some blowback from the Korean community on this one.
Hey, stay on point. Washington, you stay on point.
Not long after, Tom, still healing from a gunshot wound, is brought to the hospital. While he rests, a man nearby begins commenting on the news report playing on the television. The report focuses on Tom's recent shootout, and the man seems excited, asking how Tom managed to eliminate the criminals so effectively.
How'd you find him?
That's my job.
Tom refuses to respond. His silence is deliberate because the man is not a harmless bystander. He works for Internal Affairs, the division responsible for investigating police misconduct, and he has been monitoring Tom for a long time due to Tom's history of lethal encounters.
For your own good, don't get yourself so far out there that I can't wheel you back.
The conversation leaves Tom irritated, but his mood softens when the doctor who checks on him comes to visit. She helps him with his hospital cloth, joking he doesn't have to get shot to come and visit. Turns out she is his girlfriend.
You don't have to get shot when you want to see me.
Why? I like it like this.
After this, Tom sits for questioning. He explains that everything was self-defense. When asked why he didn't call for backup, he simply says exigent circumstances.
I heard screams emanating from the house and ascertained a crime was in progress.
2 days later, the Los Angeles Police Department hosts a celebration dinner at a restaurant. When Tom arrives, his teammates welcome him with enthusiasm. The atmosphere is cheerful because Captain Wander has just earned a promotion, largely due to Tom's recent success in closing the previous case.
The first commander's slot always always goes to the head of internal affairs. That's the way it is.
During the gathering, Tom brings up the internal affairs officer who questioned him at the hospital. He finds the encounter unusual because he normally remains protected from such scrutiny. Captain Wander then shares a revelation. The entire situation begins because of Washington.
Why is internal affairs up my ass all of a sudden?
It's Washington, brother. Your ex-partner's been snitching.
Without informing Tom, Washington submits a report to Internal Affairs accusing him of using excessive force. The news enrages Tom, and he nearly charges at Washington in front of everyone. Wander tells him to stand down, but Tom ignores the warning.
That's your life right there.
I'm just gonna talk.
No, you're not.
Wander finally manages to sit Tom down. He tells him this is not the first time something like this has happened, and he will protect him like he always does. Later that afternoon, Tom decides to follow Washington in secret. He trails him until Washington parks in front of a small store. Tom plans to confront him inside, but before he can act, two armed robbers approach and attempt to break into the same place.
Washington.
The situation escalates rapidly. Washington at first dismisses Tom's warning, but gunfire erupts, forcing both of them to react. Tom ducks behind cover and fires back, trying to scare the robbers away. Everything collapses when one of Tom's stray shots hits Washington in the shoulder. More bullets fly soon after, and Washington is fatally struck while Tom watches everything in shock. Police officers arrive moments later. Captain Wander is furious. He goes to the back room to watch the security footage. Tom has ignored his commands again, and this tragedy now threatens both of their careers. If Internal Affairs uncovers the truth, Tom will almost certainly be accused of killing Washington out of personal revenge.
We're just gonna break his jaw.
That's a good answer.
I gave you a direct order.
Captain Wander insists that everything the public sees must stay exactly as it is. He demands Tom's burner phone and reminds him that he is too important to lose, calling him the sharp end of their operation. To protect him, Wander takes a drastic step. He begins altering the crime scene. CCTV footage, Tom's weapon history, and the entire incident report all need to be wiped clean. That night, Tom visits his girlfriend, drunk. He then confesses everything. The guilt from Washington's death weighs heavily on him. Despite their conflict, Tom has always viewed Washington as a genuine friend. He promises himself that he will uncover the real cause behind the tragedy.
Don't turn your back on him. Good can come from bad.
Bad breeds more bad, Grace.
The next morning, Wander shows Tom a newspaper article describing Tom as the officer who discovered Washington's body and presenting him as a hero. With that narrative, the case is officially closed. Still, to avoid suspicion from Internal Affairs, Tom is removed from field duty and temporarily assigned to the Complaints Division.
In a nice, politically correct spot until this Washington thing settles down a little bit.
Tom starts working in the office. People come to him for a report, and he treats all of them with indifference.
See his name tag?
Not with his boot on my throat. His partner kicking me.
You gonna ask me, do I have a complaint? Obviously, I have a complaint.
Later, Captain Biggs meets with Tom again. As an internal affairs investigator, Biggs is not easily fooled. He already senses that the official account of Washington's death has been tampered with. He tries different ways to coax information out of Tom, even inviting him to lunch and pretending it is a casual conversation.
Regarding yesterday's incident, you were the first on scene, correct?
Yes, sir.
During their discussion, Biggs hints that he knows a fourth person was present during the shooting. One of the bullets recovered from Washington does not match the firearms used by the robbers, which means someone else fired a shot. Biggs urges Tom to come clean before the situation becomes worse.
And that third shooter, he's mine, so help me God.
The moment he hears of this, Captain Wander intervenes immediately. When he learns that Biggs wants to tie Tom to the shooting, he becomes furious. Wander even threatens to reveal Biggs's own scandal involving escorts if he does not stop pushing into their affairs.
Does your wife know that you use prostitutes, Jimmy?
Captain Wander ends the confrontation by warning Biggs to stay away from his office. He makes a comment about Biggs not being wanted before storming out. The following day, Washington's funeral takes place, and the entire LAPD attends to honor him. After the service, Tom approaches Washington's wife, Linda, to offer his condolences. She responds with a cold, clipped tone, giving the impression that she already suspects Tom played a role in the cover-up surrounding her husband's death.
I was first on scene.
Yeah, of course you were.
Unable to shake the weight of what happened, Tom seeks out Detective Discont, the officer assigned to investigate Washington's murder. Tom urges him to catch the culprits as soon as possible, even though he has been warned to stay out of the case. Tom ignores the restriction because he believes Discont will not pursue the truth aggressively. As he thought, Discont is not working as much as he should. He asks him questions to understand the situation better, but Discont refuses to answer. Soon, the ballistics report arrives, confirming what types of bullets were used. Before Tom is able to take them, Discont arrives and snatches it off of him.
I am Detective Discont. We spoke on the phone earlier. I'm here for the ballistics evidence.
Tom pushes Discont to keep going and ask more about the results. Discont refuses to share anything with him. On top of that, he thinks the men are not going to be found.
I got your back here, but you got to keep your distance and let me work this case. They get a pass, you get a pass. That's the deal, right?
What are you talking about? The shooters get a pass.
Hearing this, Tom gets angry, and the two start arguing. Discont tells him that he is cleaning Tom's own mess, but Tom doesn't want to hear anything of it.
This is your mess, and I'm cleaning it up. Yeah, it pisses me off.
As they are arguing, Discont receives a phone call telling him the officers find saliva on a cigarette butt. Tom sarcastically congratulates him about finding the shooters and leaves.
DNA corresponds to those two names.
Congratulations. You ID'd the shooters.
Tom begins digging for information on his own through personal contacts. From the accounts he gathers, Tom learns that the two suspects, Fremont and Coates, have been arrested before for crimes such as drug trafficking and armed assault. Each time Washington released them because he believed their arrests were mishandled. This connection makes the situation even more troubling.
Washington kicked loose the very guys who whacked him.
Damn ironic, isn't it?
Tom soon realizes that continuing the investigation becomes difficult because officers from the special unit repeatedly warn him to stay away. Still, he cannot let the matter go. That night, he visits Captain Wander at his home and begs for permission to deal with the two robbers himself, bypassing legal procedures. Tom tells him removing them quickly is the only way to close the case and ease his guilt over Washington's death. Wander refuses. He considers the plan far too dangerous, especially with Captain Biggs from Internal Affairs watching Tom closely.
Do you think Biggs is stupid? He's got a PhD in catching cops slipping.
The next day, Detective Discont brings an unexpected update. Evidence now shows that the two robbers targeted Washington intentionally. Officers find a bag containing $50,000 inside Washington's car, raising suspicions that the money may have come from stolen narcotics evidence taken from the police storage room. Discont tells Tom that Washington was a dirty cop. The possibility emerges that Washington might not have been as honest as everyone believed and may have had dealings with drug traffickers. Hearing this makes Tom angry.
Huh? That's a new phone. Working for Internal Affairs?
But he calms himself and agrees to work with Discont. To confirm any theory, Tom and Discont agree that they need to find the main perpetrators first.
No shame if you want to take your pass.
This has to be you and me.
Following this, they go to a neighborhood. One guy tries to run away. Tom chases down the man who tries to flee. The man gets caught in a razor coil. Once he catches up to him, Tom questions him aggressively, even threatening to arrest him for possessing narcotics. The man insists he has no knowledge of Fremont and Coates' location. However, just before they leave, he mentions someone who frequently worked with the fugitives. Tom and Discont immediately follow this lead.
Hey!
What about him?
Hey,
Look, he's not going to jail.
Their next target is Grill, a mid-level drug dealer known for his involvement in local trafficking networks. After subduing him, Tom searches the residence and finds several packets of narcotics hidden behind the refrigerator. Grill remains defiant and mocks them, provoking Tom's anger.
Whoa! Shit! Whoa! Ludlow!
After a series of blows, Grill finally chooses to talk. With this new information, Tom makes a decisive move. He arranges for Grill to be placed undercover inside the prison system, hoping he can identify the mysterious supplier.
I know that. There won't be no jacket, no papers.
While waiting for updates from the informant, Tom visits Linda, Washington's widow. He wants to verify the source of the $50,000 found in Washington's car. Linda reveals a completely different explanation. The money comes from selling their home. She and Washington had planned to move away because he had been receiving repeated threats from someone within the department. She goes on to explain that before he died, Washington reported a high-ranking officer to Internal Affairs. From that moment forward, his safety had been in jeopardy, and this could have been the real reason he was targeted.
Silly of us, wasn't it? Anything else, Detective?
Her testimony leaves Tom deeply troubled. It becomes clear that Washington's death is connected to something far more dangerous and complex than he imagined. Tom sits quietly when a colleague arrives with surprising news. His name has been officially cleared from the Washington case. The bullet that once linked him to the shooting has been removed from the evidence files, erasing any trace that it was ever part of the investigation. His colleague reassures him that the team is standing behind him.
We got your back, Tom.
A moment later, Tom receives a call from the prison. Grill, the informant he placed inside, has finally identified the person they have been searching for. The trafficker is known as Scribble.
Go get him, Disco. Make me proud.
Tom and Discount immediately begin tracking him down. Their search becomes easier when a traffic officer reports seeing Scribble driving on the highway, prompting them to begin a pursuit.
There he is.
They finally catch up to him and stop him. Tom tries to negotiate with him, but Scribble initially refuses to say anything. Tom then threatens to expose his entire drug operation, and Scribble finally breaks. He claims he has never worked directly with Fremont and Coates. He only stayed silent because he feared suffering the same fate as Washington. He also admits that he met Fremont and Coates once at an old house on a hilltop.
You want to see that judge? You're going to help me find him.
I did business with him one time in El Sereno.
Tom and Discount go straight to the location Scribble mentions. The house is deserted and unsettlingly quiet. Inside, they find large bloodstains on the walls, as if a violent attack recently took place. Everything there is broken. They follow the blood trail to the backyard, dig into the ground, and uncover 2 bodies. After examination, the remains are confirmed to be Fremont and Coates.
These guys have been here a while. There's no way they killed Washington.
You think?
With this discovery, everything changes. The men believed to have killed Washington are themselves dead. Someone has set them up to take the blame, and the real killer is still out there.
He's harvested their DNA and planted it in the market, that's who.
I'm with you.
The situation becomes even stranger when Scribble is shown photos of the bodies. He does not recognize either victim. This means the men he met earlier, the ones calling themselves Fremont and Coates, were using false identities. Once Tom understands this, he orders Scribble to set up a meeting with Fremont and Coates if they call.
All right, man. I'll hook it up.
The following night, Scribble succeeds in setting up contact with the 2 unknown individuals. Before heading out, Tom visits Linda. He gives her a copy of the CCTV footage from the night of Washington's death and explains everything. He knows revealing this information puts him at great risk, but he finally feels a small sense of relief.
Why are you doing this?
Because I know how not knowing hurts.
He then shares that when his wife died, she was with another man. She had a blood clot in her brain, and it burst. The guy that was with her takes her to a hospital and leaves her outside. She died on the sidewalk.
The bastard dumped her outside a hospital and...
Tom apologizes for wishing to hurt Washington earlier, but Linda reminds him that apologies cannot change the past, and that violence cannot undo violence. She tells him not to do anything in her name.
Not in my name.
With the upcoming encounter likely to be dangerous, Tom and Discount stop at the precinct to gather more weapons. Tom even tells Discount he should stay behind because the mission is too hazardous. Discount refuses, explaining that ever since he became a detective, he has devoted himself to pursuing criminals without hesitation.
You don't know who I am or what I want. Who are you to judge me?
As they prepare to leave, Captain Biggs arrives. Internal Affairs has been monitoring their activities for several days. Biggs warns them to abandon their plan. Tom refuses. He insists that the police need officers willing to cross lines if that is what it takes to achieve real justice. Biggs responds as if trying to stop Tom, yet he also recognizes that Tom will not turn back. He then asks Tom if he ever asks himself if Washington is dead because he was dirty or because he came clean. Tom and Discount get in their car to continue their mission. During the drive, Tom reminds Discount that this mission is unlike anything they have handled before. Tom makes it clear that the suspects are not meant to survive. He brings special rounds to guarantee that neither man walks out alive. Discount, however, struggles with the weight of what they are about to do.
So we're just gonna go in there and kill him?
No, I'm gonna ask him some questions.
Scribble serves as the go-between and arranges the meeting. As soon as Tom and Descant enter the room, they are surrounded, with weapons aimed at them from all sides. They never bothered to conceal that they are police officers. Instead, they use their official roles to lure the killers into showing themselves. Tom plays the part of a corrupt officer hoping to join their distribution network, but the act falls apart quickly. The criminals begin to recognize him from the night Washington was killed. Tom stays composed and tries to guide the conversation so that the two men will reveal who they really are.
We are walking, talking, exigent circumstances.
Descant, who has remained quiet up to this point, suddenly recognizes them. Before he can speak, everything erupts. Scribble is executed immediately for betraying the group by bringing police to the meeting. Gunfire breaks out. Tom takes cover behind a sofa, completely cornered. When he sees a chance, he shoots out the lights, plunging the room into darkness. In the chaos, he eliminates both men with exact and controlled shots. The outcome brings no sense of triumph. Descant is on the verge of death, never able to say what he discovered. Tom has to leave his body behind because he has no other option. Tom understands that no one in the department can learn what happened that night, especially now that he has already been removed from field duty. When he gets home, his girlfriend is distressed and points at the news broadcast. Tom freezes. The incident is already being reported, and the victims' identities are displayed. The shock grows when he realizes the two men he killed are undercover police officers.
Exigent circumstances, Jesus.
Tom starts getting ready to go out. His girlfriend tries to stop him, saying everyone is looking for him, and he should not take that kind of risk.
Why can't you have a normal life like everyone else? Every cop in LA is hunting for you. You want to get killed?
Grace.
Before he can leave, several officers arrive at his home with orders to arrest him. Their anger is unmistakable, but it has nothing to do with the two officers who died. What enrages them is that Tom gave Linda the CCTV footage from the night of Washington's death. They fear that if Internal Affairs ever sees that video, the entire department will be pulled into a scandal that could destroy careers.
Took them to the hills and popped their melons, right?
You should be a detective.
At that moment, all the loose threads finally connect. Washington's death was never random. Washington had not reported Tom to Internal Affairs. That story was invented by Tom's colleagues to keep him away from the case. The truth is that Washington reported Captain Wander for abusing his authority and engaging in corruption. After the report was filed, senior officials began planning to silence Washington permanently, even if it meant framing Tom to protect themselves. Hearing this truth breaks Tom entirely.
He was giving up the big dog. He was giving up the king.
Tom keeps his composure so they will not notice that he has quietly slipped out of the handcuffs. He then launches an attack on the driver. The car swerves, and finally it crashes into another car. When he eventually gains consciousness and wakes up again, he is outside the same abandoned house where Fremont and Coates were buried. His body is battered, and he can barely move. The two officers are standing, making fun of him. He drags himself across the ground to get away. They taunt him, convinced he is defeated and terrified, unaware that he is already planning his retaliation. When they get close, Tom takes out an axe from the grave and kills one of them. He then uses his gun to shoot the other one. Meanwhile, one of Captain Wander's men, Mike, goes to Linda's home. His goal is to recover the CCTV tape that Tom gave her. After taking it, he reveals his true cruelty, allowing his darker impulses to take control. Mike attempts to assault Linda, but Tom arrives in time to stop him. He urges Linda to leave immediately for her own safety.
Take care of yourself, detective.
The next morning, Tom goes to Captain Wander's home, acting as though he wants help clearing his name. Wander, unaware that Tom has already eliminated every one of his men, greets him as if nothing is wrong. He does not realize that he is stepping straight into a trap. Tom presents Mike's phone and confronts him. All the evidence is now in Tom's hands, and it all points in one direction. Wander is the one who ordered Washington's murder and later attempted to have Tom killed. As Tom lays out the truth, Wander's confident exterior begins to fall apart. He tries to calm Tom down with empty promises about fixing everything. He tries to tell Tom he is special, but Tom refuses to listen.
Nobody's getting past this, Jack. Everything ends now.
When his attempts to reason fail, Wander suddenly charges at Tom in a desperate attack. After a struggle, Tom overpowers him. Cornered and defeated, Wander confesses and pleads for Tom to hand him over to internal affairs. Tom does not trust him or believe any promise he makes.
Wait, man.
Tom decides to kill Wander. Before Tom can act, Wander urges him to break through a section of the wall. Tom proceeds as he is told and uncovers a hidden room packed with money, jewelry, and confidential documents stacked from the floor to the ceiling. Wander admits that everything stored there was obtained by blackmailing powerful officials and major criminal figures throughout Los Angeles. Even though he only held the rank of captain, his influence reached far beyond what anyone imagined. He insists that everything he collected was meant to protect his officers.
This is our world, Tom! So let's take it!
But Tom can't believe all those people died so that Wander can just stick money up his wall. He has reached his limit. He raises his gun and reminds Wander that he was his best friend. He then shoots him as Wander tells him they are family. Afterward, Tom contacts Captain Biggs from Internal Affairs, prepared to surrender and reveal everything. When Biggs arrives, he does not arrest Tom. Instead, he acknowledges the courage it took to expose one of the largest corruption networks in the department. The higher authorities had been aware of Wander's reach for years, but no one dared to challenge him. It ultimately took someone like Tom, willing to step outside the rules to pursue genuine justice, to bring Wander down.